How well did you know Jonathan Toews before this year?
Yeah, I ran into him different sort of golf events, seen him around town. Really
Mm.
never sat down and had long conversations with him. It's just kind of friendly, know each other type thing. But our first big conversation, obviously, when we were trying to sign him and I had a long chat. We did have a Zoom call with his agent and Chevy and myself and Chipper, and then I got to when we did sign him. My family, my son lives in Minnie, and I went down to visit them. And JT was spending the summer in Minnie, so we went for thought would be a half an hour coffee. Ended up being a 2.5 hour coffee, and that was really kind of the build a relationship with him. And so now it's he's such a world class person, and obviously a Hall of Fame player, and he's been great for us and great for me. You deal to be around those guys. I've been around a few kind of Washington and New York, but to have one to coach a guy like this, to be the head coach of a guy like that, it's special.
Well, now the conversations around the game of hockey would be strategy, would be just stories about what it was like in Chicago. I mean, what would you talk about?
It was JT was he had a lot of questions for me. He's extremely nervous, extremely excited. If I think it was the middle or the first week of August, if he could have put his blades on that day and when it started the season, I think he wanted to. But he looks after his body. He trains like crazy. He was just talking about what I thought. What he wanted to know about our team. He wanted to know he didn't want to disrupt. He had no problem if he started on the fourth line and all these different things. And he was just like he wanted to just be because it had been so long since he had played a game that he just wanted to fit in and be a part of the group. And I just said that more than anything, just you got to come and be yourself, and all that stuff, and the stuff that you've done in the past, that'll all come forward. And you know what? We knew that he had the head, the hands, and the heart. Now it was just about the legs. And you know what? He's gradually, you see it now. He's starting to catch up to the pace. He's the rust is off him, and he's starting to feel more comfortable. It's helped that we've gotten healthy, and he's kind of getting the same line mates each night.
Was there an area of his game that surprised you right away after being out that long?
Well, I mean, I'd coached against him, watched him for a long time. Knew he was great on faceoffs. I knew there was sort of, we call it puck weight. Him over top of a puck on a puck battle. The guy's trying to get away from how he uses his body, how he uses his hands, how he uses his stick. He's so good at it. And then to watch him in practice do it. Saw him in training camp against we were doing a lot of battle drills, and some of the young kids trying to get pucks away from him is kind of comical, but that's the experience that he has. And then the other side for us, the big part for us, is what's between his ears that we've gotten a little taste of. Now that Adam Lowry is back, that's really helps our room. But he's the guy that when tough times come, he's the guy that's been through these experiences. And when he speaks, these guys listen. And obviously, they're getting into the playoffs. And, when we can make the playoffs, that's the next stage that he's done it. He's won 3 times. And that's where we're hoping that, he can help our group.
Just as I don't know how.
I was just going to say, I don't know how a guy misses that much time and comes back and is above 60% in the draw. That blows me away.
Yeah, it's his hand-eye coordination is still phenomenal. Like there's so many categories with JT that you appreciate and you understand why he is what he is, and he's won so many different things on the world stage and obviously in the NHL that he has all the tools, and it's for him it's that there was so much time away that he was unsure if that was going to work. And, I think he's gradually gotten more and more comfortable.
Is there a percentage you can put on where he is, do you think? I mean, is he at 90%? That when you talked about legs, that's the part that still has to come?
I don't know if it's, specifically the legs, it's the workload. That's for me, is it, 14 minutes? Is it 16
right.
minutes? Is it 18 minutes? I know when Chicago came in town, I played him 20 minutes, and he just buried his head and kept jumping over the boards. But at the end of the day, we're a better team when not only him, but the rest of the group, our minutes are a little bit lower and we can roll 4 lines. But I still haven't quite figured out what makes him tick on the exact minutes because we haven't been healthy. Now we are, and I can go down that road. Where it gets difficult is and this is coming, is when you start to play 3 and 4 nights, 4 and 6, 5 and 8. That's the ones where, all right, how good are his legs and how hard can he go?
Just as an observation, the guy that, in my opinion, is going to be the biggest beneficiary of Jonathan Toews is Cole Perfetti.
100%. 100%. Cole will become the guy that, that we're hoping. Had a great year last year, a breakout year. Stayed healthy for 82 games, and then it's unfortunate that he got hurt in training camp, but on a freak accident. But at the end of the day, he's a hockey nerd, but he's a real heady kid, and he can read Jonathan. Jonathan is such a student, such a smart player, that those two have some chemistry that way. But the other side for me is that Cole's a shooter,
right?
And he can. That's one thing that you don't want too many playmakers with Jonathan, because that's what he wants to do. And if you think back to his line mates over the years, whether that was Kane or Hossa or different Sharp, those guys, they were shooters, and that's what we're hoping Cole does with him.
Can't believe I'm even going to bring this up in hockey, but have you guys considered load management when it gets into the?
We'll see. I mean, right now we're not there yet on the crazy workload, but it's coming. It starts at the end of this month for us. It really picks up, and we got a sort of a crazy road trip, come home for one, and right back into Edmonton. So those are the ones we're going to kind of see. It's not something he wants to play 82 games. So
right.
So yeah, I think that has more to do with the minutes than it does the actual games themselves.
The other guy that wants to play 82 minutes is your goaler.
Yeah. Yep. Always. Always.
I always say goaler just because I used to love when Cliff Fletcher called him a goaler. So I thought that was great. But so how does that something that you leave to Wade and Connor, or do you weigh in?
We have conversations about this all the time. We do. We lay out. Flats and I lay out a monthly calendar, and then we call in comms, Eric Comrie and Helly to come in, and we kind of go over it, and we'll sort of bicker back and forth, and kind of we lay it out that way. Not too often. We usually get through usually I get through 3-4 weeks. We're pretty bang on, and then we'll kind of they'll look at the next stretch of games. And there's been the odd time last year. We were on a pretty good roll last year, but for us, it's usually 3 on, 1 off. And if we can kind of stick to that, depends sometimes if you're.
But you changed on this road trip, didn't you?
Did I?
I think you played Connor in Calgary because you needed the win.
Yeah. That was an Arnie swing there. That was that was me putting my head. That was I wanted to finish the road trip off,
right.
And not that it had anything to do with comms, but I knew that we had that late flight after Calgary game, and I wanted to finish the trip 2-4. I didn't want to come home 1-5, and not that comms couldn't have done it. He was fantastic last night, but I just felt we put the big horse in front, and it worked out for us.
How can you tell that Connor is not on board with your discussion when you're talking about goaltenders? Is it a humph? Is it a fidget? How do you know?
No, I just know that he doesn't like. He's not real big on practice, so I know that he likes to play games. So he doesn't want to go long stretches where he's off. That's all.
Yeah, but his definition of long stretches is 2 days.
So, and I don't get into goaltending. I always tell them I don't know why you don't. Unless you're doing a 2-pad stack, I like it the old-fashioned 2-pad stack. That's about it.
We don't have enough of that in our game.
Oh,
to bring that back. Shifes, we know the emotion of last year, but the way he's come back has been not only inspiring, but so productive as well. Yeah,
there's he's driven. He's always been driven. He's been another hockey nerd there in the sense that he lives it, sleeps it. I don't think he's even off the ice over the summer. He's on the ice 5 or 6 days after we're done. Maybe we go and win the Stanley Cup, and you can stretch that out for him. But at the end of the day, he loves the game, and he loves working on his game. Off the ice, he keeps himself in fantastic shape. To me, he's just a guy that loves playing the games. And obviously, there's that the sort of the carrot sitting out there with Team Canada. In my opinion, I felt he should have been on the team last year, but this year, I hope they really, really consider him, because I think he is more than just an offensive player. We've put in a lot on him in the sense that he's worked on his faceoffs. He's done a fantastic job. He's helped us on our penalty kill, and he's done especially on that right side, winning draws in our end of the rink has been big, and he's taken a lot more pride. That's probably one of the biggest areas for me. Not really knowing Scheif before I came back here 4 years ago, and specifically the last 2 years. His buy-in, along with our other top players, to play without the puck has helped us as a team, but has helped him individually to be able to play more with the puck and be able to show his offensive skills and talents. And he's you watch him in practice, you watch him in games, he does stuff that the elite guys in this league do.